Instead of giving presents, Santa now puts things that you lost, or were stolen from you, under the tree. What would you be the most excited to see under the tree? There will be a lot of bikes under my tree. What are you, Dutch? As a Dutch person, I can and will say that we don't have a bike fetish. I only have 6 bikes. As a fellow Dutch person, I only have 3, which is hardly average. The Ewok pillowcase my mom made for me when I was 6. I gave it to my son, and he loved it and used it at my ex's house. She wouldn't return it after the breakup. I would positively explode with joy if Santa brought him one. Well, isn't it your property? I think Santa is about to become a lawyer. This whole thread is heartbreaking. Was definitely expecting way more and way better virginity jokes. Mr. S. Claus. Ho 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 tourney at law, versus the ex. Abusive manipulator at no more. Ho 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 tourney at law. I laughed at this more than I should have. My ability to produce insulin. My ability to produce serotonin. My ability to produce dopamine. My ability to reproduce. My mother collected one Christmas ornament for me in a box every year from birth until I graduated from college, then gifted me the box when I went to set up my own home. 4 years later, my then boyfriend mistakenly took the box to Goodwill. I always get a little sad every year at this time, even 10 years later. Similar story. My parents collected all my ornaments and mailed them to me when my boyfriend and I got our first Christmas tree. They mailed 2 boxes, one with presents and one with ornaments. Got the presents, but ornaments were gone. IDK if they were stolen or misdelivered or what, but they never showed up. Dozens of handmade or otherwise irreplaceable ornaments. Gone forever. Sad face, truly irreplaceable. Wow, that's a terrible one. My deceased mother's wedding rings, which were stolen by my dad's ex-wife, his second wife. Edit. My mother died suddenly when I was 17, leaving my dad with 4 daughters. He remarried and married his high school sweetheart who manipulated and abused him and my sisters for 5 years. The day we think she took the rings was the day she moved out. And right before she physically assaulted me. I would give anything to have something of my mother's. She didn't have much to leave behind. Santa wouldn't only get the ring back, he would also commit a crime that night. All that coal would be put to a good use. It's going up her butt, right? Dude, I want back my clear purple Gameboy Advance with the Pokemon Gold cartridge and nightlight attachment still on it. That would be a rad gift. The neighborhood bullies stole it from me when I was a kid. Edit. Heart goes out to all my brothers and sisters with lost, stolen Gameboys out their broken heart. The same exact thing happened to me, but with Pokemon Crystal. I feel your pain. A moment of silence for our long-lost Cyndaquils. Edit. I get it. Y'all motherfuckers like dirt or dial. We can have a moment of silence for them too. However, evidence shows that chicken pizza will get some moment of silence. Guys, same thing happened to me with Pokemon Yellow. It was even the purple see-through GBC. My cousin lost her Game Boy that my parents bought for her, and she stole mine the next time she visited. She never owned up to it. Bitch. When my daughter was born last November, a friend made her a very soft hooded blanket. A few months ago, some asshole decided to steal it from her while we were in Walmart. I would cry to find it under the Christmas tree for her. I wouldn't mind finding the asshole under the tree too. I mean, who the hell steals a blanket from an infant? Who steals a blanket from a baby? Not to ruin a potential surprise, but if your friend knows about this, then you may well just find it under the tree this year. X. Are you that friend that wants peace to my Thai silencer Lego set? Well, I'm no Santa, but this might help you. I had a piece missing from my Darth Vader's TIE fighter after years of using its parts for other projects and putting it back together again. It was very cathartic to be able to buy just the piece I needed. I completed an Eiffel Tower set with about 20 pieces from Lego. They were a lifesaver. Right, the Lego. My son had this Roger minifig that he absolutely adored and played with until it broke. I wrote to them asking if I could buy just the broken piece, and they sent me 2 replacement Rogers. My grandmother's wedding ring. She passed about 10 years ago and I was very close to her. I've no idea where it went. A personalized, signed copy of a book I was gifted from an author I met at a conference about my favorite president. I made the mistake of carrying it in a basic reusable shopping bag, and someone accidentally grabbed it at an event. They never returned it, and it was really special to me because I met the author by chance, both searching for Coke products in a Pepsi hotel, and she was really kind and surprised me with it throughout her assistant months later. Can we make a Reddit for lost books somewhere? Because I have a ton. Book lovers tend to be kind, and I would definitely give yours back if I had it. Time stolen by my last employers. Fuck those guys. If you didn't get paid for your time, the Department of Labor should be your next step. Assuming you are in the USA. Santa. Only Santa. Santa's red for a reason. My first wife and daughter. Stolen from me by a drunk driver in 1983. I'm so sorry for your loss. Saddest of all. That really broke my heart. I'm so sorry for your loss. My grandma's wedding ring. It was stolen and pawned for gas money by a relative when I was 19. She died when I was 7. I don't remember her, and it was all I had of hers. My old Gameboy Color I lost in New York when I was 6. I had very vivid memories of playing nothing but game and watch for hours. That and this weird book on how things worked. From ramps to binary. But it used mammoths. I just always liked reading it. This weird book on how things worked. From ramps to binary. But it used mammoths. That would be David Macaulay's The Way Things Work. There were also interactive CDs based off of this book, as well as The New Way Things Work, which is the one I had and lost as a kid. Lots of fun animations, very informative, very educational. Would love to have that back. My best friend and I invented a radio show called The Insane Family, and we would do skits and record them on my Talkboy. The characters were an extended family living in the same house. Grandparents, parents, and 3 kids. Everybody was completely insane except for the teenage daughter, who was always dying of embarrassment. One of the grandparents was incontinent and had a terrible memory, so a lot of the skits involved finding Grandpa's potty chair in weird places. We were inspired by the Animaniacs and the Munsters, and probably a few other things. I'd really love to listen to that tape with my friend. I'm sure it would be hilarious and horrible. TLDR, the crazy pretend radio show we recorded on cassette tape in the mid-90s. Haha, this sounds super 90s and silly. I'd like to hear this tape. So much honestly. Number 1 would probably be my old Pokemon cards. Man. My original series Holo Charizard went missing right when the prices went up. Nobody knows where it went. Yet your dad got a new pipe soon after it went missing. The Tiffany necklace that was my finisher's medal for the one and only marathon I will ever run. I know it's not the exact one, but a friend of mine ran the Nike Women's Marathon and poked on eBay. There are a ton of those necklaces from a bunch of different years listed there, and they're not terribly expensive. It wouldn't be the exact one you got, but it would be a reminder for you of what you achieved. Maybe something to consider less than 3. I had a blue turtle that my mom ran over with a vacuum when I was really little. Wait, like a plastic toy? No, a plush sad face. What the fuck kind of vacuum was she using? My vacuum struggles to suck up loose blades of grass.
Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.